that dialogue.
Yeah, we love your teens, and this is the most exciting part about what we do. So this second module is about mind, body, and spirit. And so we really get into a lot of fun things about their, their health and a lot of other good stuff. This one today is called energy and opposites. So everything in nature is a balance of opposite forces. The kids really took to this one. They found it quite interesting that the negative and positive energy was equally as important, and that negative was restful and positive was active. So that whole cycle of just sleep and being active just keeps our energy and our life force going. So the balance of opposites is a very interesting topic.
Really is. When Mom introduced the thought of us doing a lesson on fully opposites, I was like, there's not enough opposites. And then she came with a list so long. But really, and that's basically what we talk about in this lesson is we talk about the balance that creates harmony, and having that balance of active and restful, and creating more restful if you have more active. So we're talking some examples of opposites would be good and bad, better and worse, difficult and easy, proud and humble, which is the definition of confidence, clean and dirty, soft and hard.
What we talked about too was more and less. So if you eat less, then you're going to end up with being more healthy. And how to take foods that are not good for us, that are maybe, like potato chips, but add things like fresh salsa or cucumber or carrot or something, or maybe ice cream, but add a banana or some raspberries or something to it, so that you can get a better balance. So even though you have negative things that come up, we talked about being afraid and courageous.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I love that one too, because when you are afraid, you have to deal with it, and you have to become courageous and face your anxiety and what's going on. But then after you do it a while, then you know that you can do it. So then you lose being afraid and you're more courageous. But the benefit is that when you become courageous, then you're smart enough to know that you should be a little bit afraid and a little bit of cautious, and you know that you should keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Talkative and quiet.
Talkative and quiet. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about that one for a second? I don't think we talked about that one enough. So maybe talk with your kiddos about that one. So we have found sometimes that people are more talkative or they're more quiet. Obviously, you can tell which ones we are. We're not the quiet ones. So I know for myself, I have to often check myself and say, am I letting the other person talk?
And taking turns is super important. And I think when you're around the meal table or with the kids, that you try to bring the kids out. Well, how was your day, and what did you do? And there's always those kinds of things that they kind of give you a hard time about, maybe a little bit. But when they do start to talk, let some little button in your head turn on that says, let them talk. What is it they want to say? Yeah, listen to them, or maybe even ask them a little bit more about what they were talking about. So that helps. And then if you find things that you can talk about to them too, that gives them an opportunity to kind of give you some feedback if you ask for it. What was your takeaway, or what did you think about that? So those are the kinds of things that help them understand their feelings, and then once they have some negative feelings, they can learn about the opposites of those negative feelings, and they can start figuring out how to meditate on something that's more positive, and that kind of brings more of a balance to the yin-yang that comes about with the interconnectedness of the day and night.
Deep. So deep, yeah. And how do you follow that? So the other thing I found interesting in this lesson is we were talking about taking, in our lesson we show how you can create.
Not create, but build more energy. Okay, right. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, you can't create or destroy energy. We all know where energy comes from, right? Yeah. And so energy comes from
the sunshine.
The sun. Most generally, always. And so consequently, you can take the energy you have And if you're feeling kind of dull, you can just stand up and just kind of jump around and, you know, and kind of do some things that kind of build up your energy. And that's what she's talking about.
Exactly. So in our example, we are taking a ball of energy and we're changing it from an active, we're changing it from an active, from a restful position into an active position. So I kind of was explaining to these guys that this is a good thing to do if your parents want you to meet someone new or want you to do something that you don't necessarily want to do. You know, you can get your energy up just by like rubbing your hands together, putting your hands on your hips, like, you know, doing jumping jacks, something to get your energy to an active level instead of just that restful level. And that's going to already start you off on a positive.
They're gonna find times when they want to be friends with someone. Maybe someone their own age or someone that looks interesting, and you know they're gonna want to show off their better side. So that's what we encourage them to do is to find that and to build on that flow of energy that they get from. This was a really good lesson. So if anybody wants a copy of this 2.1, just get a hold of us, text us, or you know email us. And we'll be happy to copy it and paste it and send it to you because we really do cover some really good things that were left over from the first lesson, the first module, and it gets you kind of off to a good start for this whole lesson on the mind, body, and the spirit that we'll be going over for the next 6 weeks.
Exactly. And so the last thing is I wanted to talk about this week's challenge. So this week's challenge, maybe we'll take a picture of the board and post it on this as well. But this week's challenge, expect your kid to come and ask you opposites. So they are going to be making a list of opposites. They're going to make their opposite list first, and they're going to come and ask you to tell them opposites. And so they're going to be sending me a text message, or you guys will be sending me a text message with their list of opposites. And if they come with their list of opposites, next week we'll be giving them a $10 Amazon gift card.
Yes, and there's a lot of opposites. So if you want some help on that line too, I certainly will text you my 3 or 4 pages of opposites because
She
they're
can't
cool.
cheat. She'll send them to you next week.
I'll send them to you.
I love it. Okay, balanced, talkative, transforming, day and night, afraid and courageous. I mean, this was a fun lesson, and I feel like the biggest thing that they were taking away, you know, is they were talking about everything in life has to have a balance. It has to have the yin and yang, the positive and negative,
and the harmony,
the active, the restful. So that was. Yeah. It was good to see that they were taking that away. And so one example that one of the students told us, and then we got to jump off, is nice. It's good to be nice, but you don't want to be nice all the time.
Oh, you don't have to be. I mean, it's okay to be genuine, yeah. And then when you're really peppy and everything, well, that's great too. I mean, the whole point is to find harmony, and the harmony comes from giving a little bit of everything to what it is that you put into.
And thinking about the opposite of whatever you're doing or whatever you're thinking or whatever you're feeling. Thinking about the opposite so that you can find that balance.
That's right. And be your best self that way.
Absolutely.
We love you guys. Thank you so much. You're just a blessing for us, for certain. And so I hope that you continue to watch and reach out to us because, you know, it's going to be fun if we can do this together.
It is. This has been a blast, and we're learning even more every day. If you guys have any questions at all for us, leave them down below. We do pay attention to the comments and everything, and
and like us everywhere.
It's been so fun.
Like us.
Wonderful. We'll see you guys again next week, 5:30.
Take care. God bless.
Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye. Wait. It's not on the computer. It is on my